Okay, I had this dream this morning. Actually, it's two. The first one, I went back to sleep and had a second one. The first one, I was in a vehicle going down a highway, and I don't know who's driving, if I was driving or somebody else. I came upon a massive multi-vehicle accident, and I had a thought to take out my phone and take a picture. That was the first dream. Do you want me to tell you the next one already?
Sure.
So the next one was, it seems like I was in a mall or something, and I went inside a Burger King. And I began with, at the condiment station, the condiment drink station, I was holding one of those cafeteria type of trays, and I was putting milk and chocolate milk and orange juice and napkins and stuff on my tray. And I look over, and I realized there's a major line forming to get the burgers and stuff. You know, at the amusement park, and you have to stand in those lines, and it goes wrapped around. That's what it was. But it seems like it went on forever. It just wrapped around. And then now I find myself outside, and I'm with some unknown female. And I look across the street. It was nighttime. I don't know if that's significant. I look across the street, and there is Burger King. I was like, well, there it is. Like, it was right there. That's all we had to do. It was right there. And we're walking along, and I notice she's barefoot. And I was like, what size of shoe do you wear? And she said, size 10. And I repeated that, a size 10. And we just kept walking. We were walking over a short distance, like a grassy area, kind of up a hill. I think we were going to get to some kind of highway or road or something. And the final scene, no, there's two more scenes. Then now I'm sitting at a picnic table with my friend Bob. He's a pastor. He hands me a wad of cash. And then he asked me if I wanted to go home, come over to his house or something. I asked if his wife was going to be there. I used to work for them. So I figured he's a pastor, so that's significant to the Lord. And so now I'm at this other place. It's kind of this small room. It's like a kiosk thing in the middle of it. And everybody's sitting around. I know some people from a church I used to attend. So I recognized a few people. In the middle of it was this machine where you get tickets. There was like a airline ticket taped to the front. And I took my ticket and I said, I wonder if this is the winning ticket. I wonder if I have the winning ticket. And that's the dream.
Interesting. So the first part was real short. What was that first part again?
The first one, we're going down a highway in a car and come upon a major accident. And I was going to take out my phone and record it or take a picture of it.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do that part. I feel like what that is there's some things coming in your car. So it's on like your road to destiny, right? And there's some things coming ahead that, you know, how, at least for me, I have an iPhone. When you do, when you're on maps, it'll say hazard ahead. Okay. But what you saw is you saw it coming, like you saw it visually with your eyes out the front of the windshield, which means in the near future. Right. And so then you took a picture of it. So this is like, I'm going to record this. I'm going to write this. It's akin to having a dream, literally seeing something with your seer gift and writing it down. You know, I'm going to record this. I'm going to see what's going on. There's something that's happened ahead, and there may be danger for cars approaching. And so I feel like what that is that's just an affirmation of a calling and an identity that you have as a seer to be able to see some things and to be able to give warning or to let people know this is what's coming. The idea of taking the picture, again, is the idea of like being like a scribe or a recorder, somebody that writes it down and is able to share it with others. You know, Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, literally, again, the seer gift, write the vision down and make it plain that a herald may run with it. A herald is somebody else that's not you. It's somebody that will repeat what your message is. And so I feel like God is going to give you both a gift of clarity, an increased seer gift, and an increased seer gift with foretelling, in particularly to bring warning. And I think you should read the first part of the book of Ezekiel, where you see the call of Ezekiel, which is the watchman on the wall, and what the importance of that calling is to give warning, and what happens if you don't give warning when you're told to give warning, and what happens if you do give warning but people don't listen anyway.
Okay.
Neil, did you have anything?
Yeah, the next part's kind of food related. So you're in a mall at a Burger King, right, or outside of a Burger King, and you're kind of collecting condiments on a tray. And then you look over to the side and it's like, that line's getting a little bit too long. So, the mall is a place where you buy things. It's a place of congregation. And Burger King, well, you can have it your way there. But what you're collecting is, packets of ketchup, milk, some orange juice, things that really aren't all that nutritious, and they're really small. It's not a meal. Mm-hmm. What you're doing is you're kind of collecting things that are sort of important, but not really. This is you're not eating a meal at this place. It's like, the difference between the pure milk of the gospel and feeding yourself meat later on. So this is the kind of the beginning of you, and the major line forming that you're not going to get in. There's a lot of people going over there, but that's not your way. And the next thing you do is you find yourself outside with an unknown female. That's a companion, could be, a representative of the Holy Spirit. A lot of times an unknown friend is the Holy Spirit guiding you, and it's nighttime. So it's the later part of the day, and you see another Burger King. Do you actually go into that one? Or you just see it and go, oh, that's where it was?
No, we just saw it from a distance, and that's when I noticed her bare feet, and we walked another direction.
Interesting. So the lady has bare feet. The feet are for how you walk in your destiny. That's one of the ways. It's a self-powered vehicle of destiny, but usually they're covered with shoes. In the gospel armor, it's shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. And she's missing those for some reason. And size 10 feet is pretty big for a woman. So any thoughts, John, on the size of those? 10 foot.
Well, 10 just represents completion, but I also think of 10 particularly related to, like, well, not everybody will know this reference, but the tenant dream. Hezekiah, I think it was King Hezekiah, when God told Elisha he was going to die. He went to him and said, "You're going to die." And he prayed and said, "Please, can God heal me?" And he said, "Yeah, he'll heal you and give you 15 more years." He said, "Well, how will I know?" And God gave him the option. Let the sundial, the shadow on the sundial, go up 10 steps or down 10 steps on the sundial of Ziz, which basically means you either move time forward or move time backward. And of course, the king said, well, time always goes forward, move time backwards 10 steps on the sundial of Ziz. And so that's what happened. So the idea that the steps not only are ordered, but the steps are also a confirmation to something God has told somebody about intelligence related to their future.
And you're going up a hill.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going up the stairs. Is that right?
Yeah.
I seem to be going up a lot in my dreams.
So it could mean that's a time of challenge. It feels like a struggle, or it feels like you're going uphill. But it's also the idea of who will ascend the hill of the Lord. Think of Moses, Mount Sinai, some of the most profound supernatural experiences in the Bible happened on the top of a mountain. And so there was a price to be paid just to even get in that place, to that setting. So I would take that as an encouragement, even though it's difficult now. Know that it's not for nothing. You're in the process of ascending and getting to a place where God has for you. And it could be the place, like with Moses, where he shows you his glory.
And when you get to the top of the hill, you're looking for either a highway or a road. Is that right?
We didn't really get to the top of the hill. As we were walking, I noticed her bare feet, and we just started heading in the direction. As I looked, I saw grassy area, maybe 20 or 30 feet, and it appeared to be at the top of that. It's just a small slope. It appeared it felt like there was a road up there.
Right.
So we never actually walked it that way. And then the dream had switched. The scene had switched to my friend Bob, who's a pastor, handed me a wad of cash and going to his house. I felt like that was intimacy with the Lord, spending more time with him. I don't know what the money represents, but that's what I feel like maybe that is. And
I think it represents favor,
maybe,
potentially, a lot of these dreams most dreams are figurative, not literal. So the wad of cash may be a wad of cash, but it probably isn't. It's probably, taking care of your needs, whatever you have need for now, he's providing you that relief from it. I don't know what your financial situation is, but it's
well, that's for sure.
it's kind of help is on the way kind of thing. I just feel that whatever he's not handing you that for no reason. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is,
I think that's for sure. This transitioning from one job to the other is like not a paycheck's going to come for a while. And I have been praying like, Lord, I need something to come in. So I think you nailed that for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's coming. So if it's not going to come by the end of this program, it's going to come soon. The Lord's going to take care of you. Whatever you need, he's going to provide. Now, going back to the grassy hill and the roadway on top, that's the path that you're supposed to take. You're going to get there. It's, as John said, it's kind of a struggle right now. And you're maybe not, the bare feet is you're not prepared for war. This is a calling to put on the gospel armor, because there's a battle coming. Our walk with the Lord is not always easy and carefree. It's filled with spiritual warfare, and the bare feet is an indication that you need to read into Ephesians. Just open up the book of Ephesians, specifically chapter 6. Take a look at it and learn what the Lord is trying to tell you about war in the spiritual realm, not in the physical, because we don't fight against flesh and blood. I was in the Army for a while, and when I finally read this verse, I was probably 10 years into my career, and I thought, it says, we fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers enthroned in high places. And I thought, I'm in the wrong business. It's like, what am I doing here? If the enemy is not flesh and blood, which I'm trained to dispatch, or, that's what I'm warring against, why am I here? And the Lord basically said, there's a war that goes on in the spiritual, but it also gets manifested in the natural. So the first war is fought and won in the spiritual. And that's what you're called to do at this point, I think. And so the last, go ahead.
Yesterday was my first day of training. We're just like in orientation and stuff. I logged off at 5:30. I got clobbered with dizziness. Like the whole room, I was just like for 30 minutes. Luckily we had Bible study last night. I had people come over and we knocked it out. We had to go to war. We just played some spiritual warfare music. It's like immediately I get connected with Andrew Womack and boom. It's not been like I'm not brand new in all this, but, it is definitely a step up and a huge ministry. And, and the favorite part, I've been working on a 15-year-old computer for a long time because I had no need for it. And I like to steward my, stuff well. Somebody bought, I had people pay for a brand new computer, top of the line, all the stuff I needed. So God has really financed this.
That's awesome. Yeah.
When did you have this dream, Joanna? When did you have this? When did you have this dream?
This morning.
Oh, this morning. Okay. Yeah. The last part of this dream is you go to a small kiosk and there's a bunch of church folks around. I think it kind of represents where you are right now with Andrew Womack. I think that's what it is. But there's an airline ticket kiosk. If you're going to get an airline ticket, it means you're going somewhere. Your destiny is about to take off. So I think, in the winning ticket, I heard, the golden ticket from like Willy Wonka. So whatever you're doing in that ministry is going to take off. I don't know where it's going. It's just, looks like that little paragraph is pretty exciting, that says that you're going somewhere and you wonder if it's a winning ticket. I think Willy Wonka might be in your pocket there somewhere. Yeah.
Well, cool. Either way, it's an encouraging dream. There's a lot there. You'll have to go back and watch, just to kind of get the fullness of it, but just let it go into your spirit. And we just Seal that to you and bless you with it, Joann.
Thank you so much.
You
Thank
got
you,
it.
guys. God bless you.